The last 50 years, we have doubled our population, tripled the amount of food and water consumption. Every 4 days, there's a million more people on the planet. Too many people, not enough food. In an effort to combat the food shortage, we have placed the world's future into the hands of science. The development of more resilient, high-yield, genetically modified crops is being fast-tracked around the globe. Shelves once empty are now fully stocked. Is it really the solution, or will it just lead us to another plight?
What is up, everyone? Today we're going to talk about the uses and effects of GMO and gene therapy on society, particularly in the context of health and economy. But first, let us talk about GMO. What is GMO? GMOs, or genetically modified organisms, have had their DNA artificially modified by humans using modern genetic manipulation techniques. By changing the DNA, so changing the genome of an organism, means we can change its characteristics. Humans have been artificially altering the genomes of plants and animals for thousands of years by selective breeding. Today, with advances in genetic engineering techniques, means we can speed this process up by incorporating specific new genes from one species into a completely unrelated species. Crops, farm animals, and soil bacteria are three of the most common uses of genetic engineering to make GMOs. And that's for our GMO. Next, we're going to talk about gene therapy. But what is gene therapy? Genes makes us who we are. Are we tall or short? Do we have blue eyes or brown? Our genes hold the answer. What if part of a gene is defective or missing? Or if a gene changes or mutates? It can cause disease like cancer. Enter gene therapy. Among other things, scientists can replace a bad gene with one that is healthy, add a new gene to perform the function of a defective or missing gene, or they can turn off a problem gene. How do they do it? Say scientists want to add back a healthy copy of gene to cells. They need an efficient way to do it. So scientists use vectors or vehicles to deliver a gene. The healthy gene hitches a ride in the vector. Viruses are one of the kind of vector. Scientists modify a virus to remove its ability to cause a disease. The modified virus can then be used to carry the healthy gene into a cell. Gene therapy can happen on cells inside the body, or can happen on cells outside, and then transplanted back in again. Genes makes us who we are, and gene therapy holds great promise for a healthy future. So that is for our gene therapy. Now, let us talk about the effects on economy of the GMO and the gene therapy. And let us ask our friend Mark. Mark, take it away.
GMOs are one of the best tools farmers have to protect and preserve water, air, land, and even limit the impact of climate change. GMOs are one of the several plant breeding technologies that help farmers grow more food using less inputs like pesticides and land. In fact, during the last 20 years, GMOs have reduced pesticide applications by more than 8% and increased crop yields by 22%. These increased yields means farmers kept 48 million acres of land from agricultural production, decreasing potential deforestation and harm to ecosystem. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you so much, Mark. And lastly, let us talk about the effects of GMO and gene therapy on our health. Again, let us ask our friend Mark. Mark, take it away.
Though the gene therapy has had a promising future in the field of medicine, the GMO, on the other hand, has been experiencing its downsides. Because genetically engineering foods is a relatively new practice, little is known about the long-term effects and safety. There are many purported downsides, but the evidence varies, and the main health issues associated with GMO foods are hotly debated. Research is ongoing. One of the effects on health is allergic reactions. Some people believe that GMO foods have more potential to trigger allergic reactions. This is because they may contain genes from an allergen, a food that prompts an allergic reaction. Next, we have cancer. Some researchers believe that eating GMO foods can contribute to the development of cancer. This is caused by mutations in DNA. It is dangerous to introduce new genes into the body. Next is antibacterial resistance. There is a concern that genetic modification, which can boost a crop's resistance to disease or make it more tolerant to herbicides, could affect the ability of people to defend against illness. There is a small chance that the genes in the food can transfer to cells in the body or bacteria in the gut. Some GMO plants contain genes that make them resistant to certain antibiotics. This resistance could pass on to humans. Next is outcrossing. Outcrossing refers to the risk of genes from the certain GMO plants mixing with those of conventional crops. There have been reports of low levels of GMO crops approved as animal feed or for industrial use being found in food meant for human consumption.
And that's it for our presentation. But before we'll end, let us ponder through the words of Steve Jobs. Innovation is the ability to see change as an opportunity, not a threat. Once again, thank you and God bless.